Hi there, Becky here from 168 Fitness. So over the past few weeks I've been helping to get you started with your running goals and also hopefully trying to help you progress and get faster and more efficient if you had already started running. So hopefully you've been taking my advice and you've been feeling the benefits as well and got started when we started back at the beginning of March. If you haven't already started, it's never too late. Just go back to week 1 and watch that video and find out how to get started first of all, and then you can be progressing to this week's video by sort of week 4. So if you have been taking my advice and feeling the benefits, then I'm just going to give you one more step of what to do to progress, but by no means is it the end of your journey. Obviously, if you are trying to build up to running your first sort of 5k, maybe that's always a good goal, then you're going to need to keep going with the sort of advice I've been giving you, and by all means please do get in touch and ask me any questions of how to continue your progress. Always happy to help with that. And also if you are looking to get faster for maybe 5k, 10k, half marathon, or building up longer distances, then you're obviously going to need to continue with the speed work as well, and it doesn't just sort of end at the end of this month. It's just that I wanted to give you sort of a kickstart of how to start with your running goals. So this week then, so week 4, how to progress to the next step. Over the past few weeks we've been doing 30, 45, 60 second intervals, and so this week I want to push you that little bit further and I want you to try and push for 90 seconds. So it may feel a bit of a stretch, but that's always good to just sort of push yourself a little bit more and try and just take it up to the next level. If you need to do sort of more like 60 to 75 seconds again for this week, that's absolutely fine. Just go with what you feel you can do, and the main thing is that you get out there and run, so it doesn't matter if 90 seconds is a bit too much for you right now, but that's the next step, going up to that 90 seconds. So if you're a beginner runner, you're going to start, as I've always said, with that walk, 3 to 5 minute walk warm up. If you're a bit more advanced, then you're probably going to jog that 3 to 5 minutes to start off with, and then you're going to, for the beginner runner, you're going to try and run 90 seconds non-stop, and whatever pace that is. Not too fast though. I'd encourage you not to go too fast. You want to feel comfortable, like you can do this another 9 times after that 90 seconds. You don't want to feel like it's a complete sprint. If you're a beginner runner, you don't want it to feel like you can't keep going after that, because you've got a bit more to go. So 90 seconds, work as hard as you can. But if you're a bit more advanced, if we're doing sort of the trying to improve your speed, trying to make you more efficient, then I do want you to try and push yourself. But obviously it's the first one repetition, first one interval of 10. So obviously you're going to need to hold yourself back a little bit, because we'd aim for that 10th one, or maybe sort of around the 8 or 9 mark, probably more realistic, but 8, 9, 10 into 10th interval is where I want you to peak. That would be your fastest one. Try and finish faster than you started. That's what I would always encourage you to do. And again, that's the same for whatever level you are. Trying to finish any run, whether it's these interval training sessions or any steady run, or once you get to be able to run sort of 30 minutes non-stop, trying to finish that last kilometre or the last mile that you're doing faster than you started. But the better way to think of it is to start slower, finish faster, because it's really easy when you get out there, when you're feeling fresh, to try and push yourself, and it's great that you want to and you feel really energized and you're ready to go, and most people do go fast on their first or second mile or kilometre, and then they almost sort of feel like drag themselves around and finish it feeling a little bit flatter than they started. Now that's okay, because the main thing is that you do each session and you finish it, but if we can, you want to try and finish feeling positive and like you want to go out for your next run session. So finishing faster, so starting slower, finishing faster will help you to feel that, because you'll feel good at the end. You'll feel on fire, you'll feel like a buzz, and you get those endorphins, that the runner's high that we all talk about. You'll get that from finishing faster, and it being a nice gradual increase of that pace throughout the session. and going the right way. So you're not starting fast and going slower where it starts to feel a bit more of a drag. You're doing it the other way around. You're starting slower and finishing faster so that it feels like you're building up pace and you're feeling like you're just flying towards the end. And that's what you'd want to do. Any run, any race, feeling good like that. I can't emphasize that enough. It's how I always try and do my runs. They don't always work out like that, but certainly trying to start off slower and building up pace towards the end would be what I would recommend at any level. But just going back to what I want you to do this week. So you've done your warm up, walk or jog, and then 90 seconds at either your comfortable pace, pushing yourself to keep going for 90 seconds, or your fast pace if you're a bit more advanced, speed work, 90 seconds. It is going to be a bit of a challenge to keep going fast, but obviously your pace might drop a little bit compared to week one where we're only doing 30 seconds. You might not run that sort of pace, but that's okay because you're going for a bit longer. You're striding out for a bit longer. You turn your feet over faster for a bit longer. So that's just helping to build up your running fitness so that you can keep going at that pace and that speed and that cadence as well. That's how many times your feet turn over, your legs turn over per minute. So you're trying to build up how long you can do that for, how long you can sustain that for, so that then ideally we can sustain that over a longer period of time. So for a whole run perhaps, or a whole race, and then you're going to finish that race in a quicker time, or that run, or you're going to be able to complete a certain distance in a quicker time than you did before. Beginner people, you're going to build up to that. Advanced people, that's what you've got to look forward to. So 90 seconds, and then you're going to have your bit of recovery afterwards. So whether it's 30 seconds, if that's all you need to sort of walk or jog, if you want a bit longer, I would say 60 seconds as a max. Don't try and keep it to 60 seconds. Don't go too much longer because you can talk yourself out of doing these intervals, to be honest. I've done them myself. They're not easy necessarily, so but they are pretty simple to do. But you just got to keep with that, like I said in week one, keep consistent, try and keep quite regimented with it as well. And you're doing 10 of them again, like we've done each week. So for beginners, you're progressing your duration, how much you're actually running for in one session. And for those that are more advanced, yes, you might be able to run for that amount of time, but we're trying to get you to run at a faster pace for that amount of time. So longer time running at a faster pace. And then this is going to help for you more advanced people, runners, to it's going to make all your steady runs, the non-speed sessions, it's going to make all of those hopefully feel a bit easier because you're just running at a steady state. There's no fast intervals in between, and it's just going to make running just more efficient for you, and then you're just going to enjoy it more and just feel great. And those beginners, it's just the start really. You're going to build up it by the next time I probably give my running top tips videos like this, you're going to be, if you continue with this progress and continue in the way I've been helping you over the next few weeks, you're going to be taking the advanced runners advice next time round and going to be working on those speed intervals. So that's what you've got to look forward to if you want it to. So just keep building up, keep consistent. That is the main thing that you can do with no matter what level. Be consistent. So maintain what you've started, 2 to 3 running sessions a week for you sort of beginner levels, and for the more advanced levels, just at least maintain what you've been doing. A couple of speed sessions a week, a couple of steady runs perhaps. Whatever you were doing before is great. And just keep that consistent over the spring months into summer, and feel free to get in touch if you've got any questions about running or anything else. Always happy to help, or if you want to know any more about personal training, how I can help one-to-one or with my online personal training groups, I would love to help everyone. So please do get in touch if you've got any questions, and I'll see you next time for some more top tips.